Hey everybody, this is Rider, and welcome back to Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. Last time we had opened up the route to the Pirate Homeworld seed, and now we're gonna head there and purge the galaxy of corruption.
I don't think you fired enough shots.
That's one thing I do find amusing about Metroid Prime 3, is it keeps track of the number of times you fired your beam.
I don't think you fired enough shots.
One thing I would like to know, if anybody knows this, is whether firing a charged Hypermode shot counts as multiple shots or one, because it fires off a flurry of shots.
Yeah. So, I still have no idea what we're doing, so we're gonna go fight Kraid, right?
Unfortunately, no.
I miss Kraid. Kraid was an awesome boss fight, even though he was the easiest sin.
Well, Kraid was supposed to be in Metroid Prime, and there was like a beta model of him in the Metroid Prime trilogy art book, but he never went beyond there. I can't find that, unfortunately. I'm gonna try to find it between now and the end of the Let's Play, but if I can find it, I'll show it off in a bonus video. I do plan on making some bonus videos of Metroid Prime trilogy, though.
Well, let's see. Will Raikou remember that he has missiles? Will Raikou actually defeat this boss? I'm betting both on no.
The thing is, though, I don't think missiles are ever useful against this boss.
You can. It's the idea of if you can hit him with your beam, you can probably hit him with your missiles.
The thing is, though, missiles are... I don't think missiles actually work on this guy at all, except for in one phase, and it's just better to use the Hyper Beam. Thankfully, there isn't anything annoying you actually have to do to take the little organisms guarding the seed core out. You just have to use X-Ray Visor Nova Beam.
Oh yeah, I think I remember hearing something about you saying in one of the other primes that the Nova Beam does something really ridiculous combined with the X-Ray Beam.
Yeah, you may have seen this in previous episodes, but the Nova Beam, when combined with the X-Ray Visor, can kill certain enemies in one hit. Oh, hi there, Ridley.
Yeah. Oh, Ridley. What's this, gonna be like the 50th time we've killed you now?
I really like the music track for this fight as well.
I'm surprised this guy has never friggin' learned. Also, hiya, Ridley! Oh wait, wrong person.
Oh,
hiya, Samus!
Oh, did you see that little plating that popped open?
Yeah.
To rip that open, but we don't have a chance to yet. So, just like the previous fight with Ridley, you're gonna have to fire a bunch of shots into his mouth in order to get access to that.
Hey Samus, do you like my new armor plating? I thought it was a great idea!
No, it makes this fight very annoying. Ridley's got a lot of attacks. The only ones that can get you health back are the fireballs that it shoots, and Ridley shoots a lot of these volleys more toward the end of the fight. But health shouldn't be too big an issue right now, especially if you have 100% of items like you should.
You know, if only I was smart and didn't decide to throw fireballs, maybe I'd be able to kill you one day, Samus!
When you do enough damage, just rip the plate open, and you'll have time for one volley of Hypermode and a few charge shots. You won't be able to go corrupt in this fight very much, unfortunately. Ridley is actually one of the most complex bosses in the Metroid Prime trilogy, at least this time.
If he wasn't a complex boss fight, I'd have to go over to the people who made this game and give them a nice little beating of shame.
It's pretty much,
like I said, it's Ridley. It's like the token boss fight of Metroid, alongside what used to be Kraid. Then apparently Kraid fell to the wayside. They said, big fat guy, nah. Let's have a winged guy be the main recurring villain.
They originally wanted to have Kraid in Metroid Prime, and there was a model for him, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe those fireballs are your only source of health.
Hey, Thanos, can you do me a quick favor? Can you stop jumping up in the air so much? I kind of need to kill you. I know we have this lovely, situation going on, our romance and stuff, but yeah, they don't want you alive, so I kind of need to kill you now.
The only way you're going to be able to do any kind of consistent damage on Ridley is to basically constantly fire and hope to luck sack some shots. There we go. Now you have to pull apart that plate quickly, because if you don't, Ridley will recover, and that's going to be a whole bunch of time and energy waste. You will be able to empty an entire tank of Phazon into Omega Ridley if you're quick.
That looks sexy, yeah.
I don't think this fight is as hard as Maganar, but it's close.
So you just brought me along to Maganar because it seemed hard.
It's definitely more tedious than... Maganar is one of the hardest... I think Maganar is like the second hardest boss in the game. Omega Ridley's up there, just... This fight is more tedious than it is long. Or, tedious than it is hard, sorry. It is longer than the Maganar fight.
Of course.
Okay, that's phase 1.
God damn it, Samus, I told you, I need to kill you right now. So I'm gonna put on just a new chest armor.
Now Ridley has phasite plating, and one thing you may want to consider doing is spending a large portion of this fight in X-ray visor. You can do it either way, but this will save you time switching to the X-ray visor. You can do it either way, frankly, but yeah. The main threat from Ridley now are those 2 orbs that he charges. You'll need to shoot one of those out in order to be able to dodge that attack, because you won't be able to jump high enough to clear the beams.
It's good that you haven't been jumping that high, Samus.
Oh, I hate this attack. This attack's so stupid. It's really hard to dodge one without getting hit by the other. But if you get hit by one of them, get hit by the tail, because that does a little bit less damage. Alright, once you can stun him again, you're going to need to shoot the joints in his phasite plating, and these take a lot of shots, and because they are made of phasite, you will not be able to use Hypermode for this segment of the fight. It is possible to shoot out both of those balls.
Probably not on Hypermode.
On a lesser difficulty, but not on Hypermode.
Wow, it's like I read your mind.
As a matter of fact, it's actually pretty hard to even shoot out one of them. You have to have good aim and be able to hit the fire button pretty rapidly.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that shots fired is going to go up by several thousand by the end of this fight.
Well, it went up for about 3,000 for Maganar. Oh, that was nice. A couple of medium energy there.
I really need to stop throwing those fireball attacks, otherwise I'm just gonna you're gonna keep healing.
Another thing that makes this fight a little easier in some way is that Ridley telegraphs his charges a lot better. Unfortunately, the plating does not stay vulnerable for very long.
I'm gonna headbutt you! I'm gonna headbutt you!
Oh, that was a really nice volley.
Geez, damn it, you finally learned how to strafe. Too bad you're straight right into the fire.
Well, like I said in the previous boss fight, strafing is so much easier in this, and it's one of the reasons why I like Trilogy so much.
I know, it reminds me of how bad things happened in the first two games.
Yeah, that was when I sucked at first-person shooters, right?
Don't you still?
Not as much.
Oh, you're making your way up to the Call of Duty games, dude.
I don't really like FPSs though.
I hate them all together.
So who got you Left 4 Dead?
Actually, like I said, there are a couple of them I like. Left 4 Dead is okay. Like I said, specifically, I do not like the Call of Duty at all.
I don't care for those either.
Mostly because I wonder how people keep getting fooled into releasing the same damn game over and over. Just like the Madden fans.
Pretty much.
I mean, at least Prime changed among the three games. Too bad they're probably never going to make another one thanks to how abysmal Other M was.
Yeah, and also the reason why. You know what? I'm actually going to save that remark for the credits because that would be a better time to talk about it.
What, Other M or this game?
Something specifically about this series. One thing that I find is very helpful in dodging this attack is trying to jump around while moving to the right, because that gives you a little bit more time to jump in between the two damage zones. But
yeah.
One thing you can do is you can accidentally side hop, and then you'll hit both of them anyway.
Yep.
Can you tell how much Ridley's telegraphing his charge more than in the first Metroid Prime?
Indeed, but then again, I didn't pay overly too much attention to Ridley in the first place. I was just like, oh god, shoot, 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 shoot.
Well, the thing is, one thing that's very interesting about Hypermode in Metroid Prime is that you can still use the Wave Buster if you have every missile in the game. Like, you can Wave Buster Ridley to death. I am actually not sure if that holds true on Trilogy. That's actually what I've been streaming recently, is Metroid Prime on the Trilogy disc.
Yeah.
And
I'd love to watch later, but I got my D&D group at about an hour and a half.
yeah, and that's when I start.
Yep. Hey Sam, how you feeling? Extra crispy? I bet so.
Basically, what I want to do with the streams is find the differences between the Metroid, like the GameCube discs and the Trilogy version. Obviously, besides the controls. By the way, the controls are so awesome.
You know, I wonder why you don't just try the Hypermode out of that giant shield.
I didn't think of it at the time.
Yet you thought of Hypermoding from Mongonar.
Well, that's because that's pretty much required to beat the fight. And I can take out that shield with pretty good consistency.
Yeah.
If you're having trouble shooting out the orb, you can just go into Hypermode, yes. But I'm consistent enough that I can jump over it.
I don't know, it looks like you just jumped right through it.
If you partially shoot out one of the orbs, the barrier will be lower on some spots, which is really strange. I never understood why that is.
Hey Sam, hold still. That customer wants his salmon extra crispy.
I would say so far we're actually doing pretty good on health.
Yeah, since your health seems to be roughly about 3/4 still there.
And now you guys see, at the end of the previous episode, I wasn't kidding when I said that you want to have all the upgrades before you fight Ridley.
Except for the missiles, because God forbid you ever remember to shoot a goddamn missile.
Well, missiles are useless in this fight.
I bet the missiles will probably do more damage than your beam.
How are you gonna like, put a missile in Ridley's schnoz?
I don't know, tell them open wide.
That doesn't work.
What? You never tried? I bet I would open my mouth and say open wide if you held on a missile and say ah.
Not likely.
Also, another good thing to notice, you don't have to jump as high over the tail. So you can get more time to prep for the fire jump.
That's risky, though.
I think you forgot the X-ray beam him.
Yeah, a little late. Just didn't recognize that Ridley was stunned, I guess.
Maybe Riker's dad walked in and said, "Son, we need to have a talk. What the hell are you doing?" "Not now, Dad. I'm busy playing against Ridley." "Son, we need to have a talk."
I've actually had him come in when I've been recording a couple of times. It's been really annoying. Wow, it gave me a super energy there? That's really unusual, because I still have, like, what, 900 health? Very unusual in the game to give super energy unless you're less than half. I think we've almost got his plate. Oh, we did get his plate. The rest of the fight takes place in this phase, and it's really annoying. Because Ridley flies out of the arena. Remember those bomb runs that Ridley does?
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts doing those, and the best way to avoid those is with the screw attack. Just constantly screw attacking back and forth. But even then, sometimes you'll get nailed. See, I dodged most of it there. Another good thing to do is keep an eye on your radar. Because then you can...
Yeah, if you hadn't noticed on the radar, it appears to be a giant Ridley flying around.
Oh, and Ridley will try to fake you out here. This, I think, is the worst part of the fight, because while Ridley's doing these bomb runs, you can't do anything but dodge.
Oh yeah, that's basically Ridley's time to get some revenge on you shooting him so much.
However, now that Ridley's armor has been destroyed, he's pretty much not constantly vulnerable, but you don't have to shoot Ridley's mouth.
You don't have to grapple the thing off.
You don't have to grapple the thing off, so you can just unload a tank of Phazon in.
Yep. Although by the look of things, you could probably almost shoot him while he's, not in his little ow, you hit me a bunch of times, that could be vulnerable now.
Not really.
It almost looks like it.
The reason why that's a bad idea is because of, what is it? Because you have to use Hypermode attacks. And, yeah, you don't want to be wasting Hypermode attacks when he's not vulnerable. You're going to be cutting it close on energy in this fight, period. Just because you have no way to damage Ridley without using Hypermode attacks. And once you're in phase 3, Ridley starts shooting a ton of fireballs, which can either be very good or very bad, because if you get hit by one of them, you're going to get hit by a lot of them.
By the way, did you happen to have your death by corruption yet?
No. I have still not had a corruption death. want to know what that second Hypermode activation was about.
That was just you going, maybe I could get more shots on him. Oh, wait, I can't. Third.
As much as the Moganar boss fight is annoying, I think every boss in this game is really well designed. You see, that part, that was really nice, that I was able to dodge a bomb run that went all the way around the arena.
You know, I find it amazing how Ridley apparently has explosive egg. Is Ridley a Yoshi?
That'd be awful.
Well, maybe Ridley's just upset because he hasn't had anyone to ride him. I'm just a sad dinosaur. By the way, that's the bomb, damn it.
So pretty much the last part of this fight is just about knowing Ridley's attacks and just health management.
Yeah. Either way, it looks like you have plenty of health, so I don't see where health management is really an issue.
Well, I've also been doing a very good job of dodging Ridley's attacks.
Yeah.
I'm making this fight look a lot easier than it really is. This fight will give you fits on your first playthrough in Hypermode, and each attempt takes at least 20 minutes.
At least, and we're past that mark right now.
It's just because Ridley takes so long to become vulnerable again. I think I can get him in two more cycles, it looks like.
Probably. Did you forget how long it took you?
What, my first time through?
No, I'm saying right here, the one we're watching right now.
I'm saying if you don't manage your health, each attempt takes at least 20 minutes because you're going to die well before you have him killed.
Yeah.
Did I just hear a Wii remote?
Maybe.
Sometimes it can be hard to recognize whether Ridley is stunned immediately because of the way the transition is. Yeah, I kind of had to just vent all the energy because I went Hypermode too early and couldn't cancel it. There. That's one thing that really bugs me about this fight, is that the vulnerability time is just less than the corruption timer. So if you set off Hypermode too early, you're gonna corrupt and use the entire energy tank.
Yep.
And the fireball attacks become more dense the closer you have Ridley to death. And that, of course, is a double-edged sword.
Yep.
I would also try to, for the most part, I would also try to keep your distance from Ridley, because Ridley has a handful of attacks that he will only use when you are close to him.
Yeah, I was kind of waiting for Ridley to do his little flash at Samus thing.
Yeah, he will only do that when Samus is close.
Yeah. Hey Samus, remember that time I grabbed you and dragged you off the side of the ground? That was amazing, wasn't it?
I think I've said this about 5 or 6 times, but I am not touching Other M. Probably the last Metroid game I'm going to do for the channel will be Fusion. But I kind of want to lay off the Metroid games for a while.
I would say do a 0%, 1% run, but I already watched someone do that.
I would be doing a 100% run most likely.
Yeah. I don't know. I would actually say do a zero mission 100%. Because that one actually gives you a challenge.
I already did Metroid Zero Mission 100% ages ago.
Oh yeah. That was... shows you how much I've been paying attention to the channel.
And I'll probably touch Super Metroid at some point, but basically I'm out of Metroid games that I want to play. Which is kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing, because I know my fans like Metroid games, but I have done a lot of them.
Almost all of them.
Should be about ready, there we go. I would say overall that this Ridley fight went pretty smoothly.
Oh yeah.
Definitely one of my better Omega Ridley fights.
I'm a bit disappointed though. I thought this was going to be a failure.
It just shows you that I've been getting a lot better, and it also helps that I did a full practice run of this game before I even started.
So then Ridley exploded and turned into a tumor. Well, if I can't live, I'm just gonna go inside you and grow.
Look how much the PED suit has changed since then.
Yeah.
And Omega Ridley will drop the final power-up in the game, the Hyper Grapple, which I believe is used exactly twice.
You can see they love the Hyper Grapple.
I can't think of any sensible applications for this other than when you have to use it in the plot. At least I think you only have to use it twice. It might be 3 times.
It's a plot-related item, Samus!
And I don't count this because this is just teaching you how to use it, basically.
Yeah.
Basically what it does is it lets you stack the grapple voltage with Hypermode. Now that we have 100% of pickups, we have unlocked the special ending, and I will point out the beginning of that when we get to the ending. Now those pink crystals are your hint to use Hyper Grapple on something. You won't see too many of these. Now the Hyper Grapple will not consume very much Phazon, so if you can find an opportunity to use it, then that's... it actually does quite a bit of damage if you find an opportunity to use it, but it's just so impractical to use as a weapon. And this is the last time we'll be seeing this scene.
That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen.
Because this is the last, this is basically the last Leviathan seed in the galaxy.
In the galaxy. Meaning there are more.
Look how Samus is.
So just if Samus just fires a hard shot.
Now the usual thing after the boss scene, I do want you to be a little quiet because there's a voiced cutscene.
Okay. I thought you didn't mind my if I didn't do anything like that.
Well, this is actually pretty important because even though we have destroyed all of the Leviathan seeds, the game's not over.
Of course.
Samus, You have successfully destroyed the last remaining seed as detected by our systems. The spread of phazon corruption has been stopped. This is a great day for the Federation. However, there is one more mission to complete. Skytown's Aurora Unit 217 reports that it has discovered the origin of the Leviathan attacks. It appears that this is where Dark Samus and her main pirate force are stationed. Destroying them will require a full-scale attack. Unfortunately, this location is so far away it cannot be reached by conventional space travel. We must instead create a wormhole to reach it. The pirates have constructed a Leviathan battleship, which is in orbit around this planet. If we can board this battleship, we may be able to force it to open a wormhole. Large energy surges consistent with a warp device are traveling between the pirates' planet and the Leviathan battleship. It appears the pirates are using this warp device to link to the ship. We will upload the coordinates of this device to you now.
Alright, now that we have the hypergrapple, we have one more objective to complete on the pirate homeworld, but we don't exactly have the time to do this in today's episode. We're going to do that in the next time. However, before I go, I've got a status report and something interesting to show you.
More silly things.
You wanted to see how much the shot counter went up, right?
Yeah, that was about another 10,000.
And here's another very interesting thing. I thought Samus's phazon level would be a bit higher than this, but we get to do one last biohazard scan to see what her phazon level is.
Samus is going to turn into an entire living embodiment of Phazon, isn't she?
Essentially.
That's knowing you, Samus.
75%. In any case, that'll be a wrap. See you guys later.
Crazy.